What's up? This is Kamau. Um, I know I haven't done an update in a while. I apologize for that. What I realize is that I'm not very good at social media. I'm not. It's still strange to me for me to be sitting in my apartment by myself talking to a camera. And if I don't have something that I feel like is purposeful to actually say, I don't just want to do it all the time just to maintain some kind of attention or whatever. It's odd for me to do. I have to admit that. And so when I don't feel like I'm progressing or that I have anything specific to say, I just don't want to get up in people's face and just start talking. I watch people do that all the time, and it makes me cringe. I recognize it's the time that we're in and whatever, but it's weird for me. So, just a disclaimer. But I wanted to do an update today because today is October the 7th, 2020, and it is the 9-year anniversary of an album I put out in 2011 called One Day Soon. As I've been building up the infrastructure for the new project that I've been working on, or the new projects, I should say, that I've been working on, one of the things that I thought was important to do was to get One Day Soon up on all the streaming services. Also, so I could have the infrastructure to be able to put music out in 2020, which has to do with you needing to be on those streaming services. So I think some people have noticed that One Day Soon was on Spotify, but it wasn't on Apple Music, it wasn't on Tidal, it wasn't on Pandora or some of the other streaming services that we use to listen to music now. So as of today, October 7th, 2020, One Day Soon should be available on all of the streaming services, whatever streaming services that you listen to. And part of what I've had to do in order to do that was to set up artist profiles. I did do that for Spotify. I haven't done it for Apple Music yet, so it may be difficult to search for One Day Soon. If you type in One Day Soon, Ian Kamau, you should be able to find it or find the songs from it that will lead you to the album. But I still have yet to get approved for my my Apple Music artist account. So I'm not exactly sure how long that's going to take. But that should happen relatively soon, and I'll let you know when that happens. I've been trying my best to focus on the music. I forgot how difficult it was to make a record. I forgot how difficult it was to make a record. Not just to record a bunch of songs, but to be able to record the kind of record that I wanted to record after I did One Day Soon and Love and Other Struggles, that I feel like a lot of us don't necessarily get the opportunity to do, to take the time to be detailed and to make, to make something that we're proud of. So I've kind of given up. I shouldn't say given up. I've kind of let go of the idea of rushing it through. And I'm taking my time to make sure that it happens. That has meant some financial stuff, because obviously there was money that was given for the Kickstarter that I want to maintain the budget that I originally had, but the time is taking me longer, and time ends up being money when you're older. You got rent to pay and groceries to buy and whatever. So part of what I've been doing has been, I've been both supporting and supported to write grants for a couple of other projects that I've been working on, specifically the theater project with the Theater Center. And I've still been having conversations with the editor for the book and that sort of thing. So I'm going to try to more aggressively move that forward over the next little while. And I've been sitting down in the studio, making music, but also plotting the songs, plotting the narrative for the album, all those kinds of things that I didn't necessarily do the last time I was doing music. Also, I realize I feel like I have a lot of guilt, I suppose, about actually sitting down and doing art, which is maybe strange. But I guess maybe there's something in my programming, and I think this may be something that's in a lot of our programming, that to sit down and spend time just doing your art, even though you had been tasked to do that, or you had been supported to do that by a community of people who have now given money to this project. I imagine a lot of those people are you, who may have got this far in this video. There's still a weird kind of guilt around it, so I've been spending a lot of time setting up all the business stuff and setting up the infrastructure, as I said, and you know, strategizing and doing all the prep work. But when I sit down and do the actual making of the music, it feels like I should be doing something else, which is a very strange feeling. I wasn't really planning on saying this on this video, but it just came into my head. It's a strange feeling to spend so much time saying that art and artists should be valued, and kind of fighting people on that reality, and then realizing that you've internalized this idea that if you're sitting down doing music because people have said they want you to do music, it feels like you're wasting your time and you should be doing something else. Maybe it's because I'm 41, my birthday was on September 9th, I turned 41, and there's just something in my head that's constantly saying, why are you doing like this childish shit, you know? So I try to fight that feeling because I know it's not true. I know it's not actually true, but it is something that I think it's a message that society in general gives us, and even being in the art sector, I feel like art is very undervalued, and I think for some reason that I've internalized that in one form or another, and I've noticed that in the last little while that I feel more comfortable investing time and energy in the strategy, in the business, in figuring out how to make money, in setting up the infrastructure and all that kind of stuff. I feel like that is a more valuable place for my time to be than it is actually sitting inside of my studio and making the music that all of those different things are supposed to support. That's weird. That's very strange. Anyway, so I guess, I don't know, that just came out, so I thought that I'd just communicate that. But as I said, today is the 9-year anniversary of One Day Soon. I originally wanted to release that record on September 9th, 2009. That was my 30th birthday, 09. That didn't happen, so I ended up releasing it on another significant day, which is October 7th, 2011, 9 years ago today, which is also my father's birthday. So there'll be a story on my Instagram that talks about the significance of that particular date and the reason why I was pushing to make sure that the album came out on that date when I missed my birthday. I did do a listening party on my actual birthday for One Day Soon. But yeah, 2011 is when it came out. October 7th, 2011 was when the music was actually released. Yeah, I also kind of forgot how difficult it was to make a record, to make an album, to make something that I would be proud of doing, and I forget how much stuff you have to do and how many kind of mistakes and missteps you make in the process of doing that, and that's taking time. So I'm trying to just respect the fact that this is going to take some time, and although I know that I need to be disciplined, and probably more disciplined than I have been in terms of putting the music out, or not putting the music out, making the music on a regular basis, and doing the single edition magazine project in terms of moving it forward, I am trying to respect the fact that I need the time and space to do it, and that it's going to take some time. Yeah, so I think that's all to do with the update. Probably going to put like an Ask Me Anything on my Instagram at Ian Kamau a little bit later, to if people want to ask me any questions about One Day Soon, the process of making One Day Soon, that time in Toronto, all that kind of stuff. I'll put all that on an Instagram post I'll probably put up in a little while. But yeah, I just wanted to let people know that I'm alive. I'm still working on the project. It's been kind of a complicated, long process, but it is happening. I always think these videos are going to be shorter than 10 minutes, and then they're not. So as we're approaching 10 minutes, I'm going to say peace, and follow me on all the various socials at Ian Kamau, and yeah, We'll talk soon. Peace.